Okay, this video is basically specifically for Tim, the owner of this Siltronix VFO Model 90. Okay, you see it down there, Model 90. He had originally bought this. Didn't realize there are different versions of this. And for the radio, which was in a, I think I posted that already, it was in a previous video, but he needed a 90-1. At the time, didn't realize there were several different models of the Model 90, like sub-models, and he got this one, and this is a -6. So he told me just go ahead and redo it while I had it, and he's gonna sell this because he doesn't have a use for it, but or he might keep it, get another radio to use with it. He's not sure, but in any case, here it is. It's been completely gone through. I changed the electrolytic capacitors. It is currently hooked up to an oscilloscope over here. You can see there's the scope. And the drive on this thing's really smooth, but that's on the kind of out of camera view there, but we have the CB, the HF positions. So that's in the CB, that's in the HF position, and then I actually have a crystal, one that just happened to be laying here on the bench. I popped into crystal socket 1. The reason the signal's so low is because that crystal's actually an 11 megahertz, so it's like 3 times lower in frequency than what this VFO specifically is designed to operate at. And you can see that by the really stretched out sine wave, where that's what this VFO is supposed to be. This is one of the 23 megahertz VFOs. But like I say, really good working unit. This was in pretty nice condition. The faceplate's actually really nice. Got the Jackson drive lubed up, and you can see it's, yeah, it is a nice, this one's really freed up really nice. You can see it just I mean, it doesn't take, anything to turn this really smooth operating. It's like operating a ham radio, man. Like putting one of those, well, actually, like I have on a lot of my radios, my Kenwoods and ICOMs and Yaesus, I have the aftermarket weighted knobs on them just for this reason, because they're extra weight. They spin so easily like this. Well, this one just does it out of the box. So there you go. There's the top side. If I can pull my crystal back out of there, won't be needing that. Someone else had removed the normal, turn it off here, light bulb's not blinding the camera, but had taken the normal light bulb out and just attached and stuck it's still a light bulb, but they put a little socket style on here, so it's an orange in color. Only other things I did to it, like I say, changed the caps. I did upgrade the Zener diode there. Let me turn my AC power supply off. We're going down here on the hot side. So all of the gear mechanism, and that's the reason this thing turns so smooth, is because it was lubricated. But went ahead and I cleaned the both switches, the on-off and the mode selector switches, and then applied some shield product. So that's basically all they need. Now I can't really calibrate this. That's one of those things the owners needs to do, because that depends on the radio it's being hooked up to. So whoever gets this, if it happens to not be you, if you do sell this, if you don't get a radio to use with this, in the I'm gonna reach down and grab it. In the bottom cover that goes on this, you can see, and you have to do this adjustment with this cover on. You cannot adjust these. I say this again, you cannot adjust these with this cover off. As soon as you take this cover off, the frequency jumps several channels. Because all of this is the tuning circuit here. These capacitors, inductors, this air variable capacitor. So, when you have this cover off, you just move your hand over this thing, the frequency shifts drastically. So, has to be on. But to calibrate the CB and the HF scales, so the CB and HF scales, there are 2 trimmers under here. There's one trimmer capacitor attached to the top of this coil form, and then there's another one over here. And they have corresponding holes in the cover. So it's very simple to do. Basically what you do is you know, once you had this installed on a radio, had your RCA cable out, plumbed into, you know, where there was a crystal in your radio, these are used to calibrate this VFO so that what you're seeing on this dial is actually, you know, so when you put this on, you know, let's say right there, dead center on 23, you're actually on channel 23. Or, you know, if you go to 27, let's say 300 right there, you know, then you're actually on, and that's the one trimmer caps will put you specifically right on 27.300. Now, it can be tricky trying to get down in here. Try to use preferably a non-metallic tool, because if you stick anything metal down inside of this thing, you can hear it. As soon as you go down through this hole and you start getting close to those caps, you're going to, if you've got the radio turned on the volume up, you'll hear the frequency changing as you put that metal down in the hole. So preferably what you want to use is something like a, you know, ceramic screwdriver. If you have to use metal, try to use something that doesn't have much, like an actual alignment tool. But you'll see that, you know, when you come down in here and you turn one of these trimmers, when you pull the tool out, the frequency is going to shift a little bit more. So you might have to do it a couple times, but it's not hard, like I say. So there you go. There's just a quickie overview. Like I say, I just wanted to show this is a Model 6, which was the wrong one for the application he had. And this, what is that? 010644 is the serial number right there. And in really nice shape. Top cover's not bad either. So there we go. There's another Siltronix Model 90 VFO, ready to be hooked up to a radio and put into use.